very creative, and Kazi's had a heck of a split.
I also think it's a hard lane to fall behind on, I'll be honest. Like, the Rakan can engage on the Leona, but Eclipse is such a powerful self-defense tool. The Corki can go in, and on this, Rakan actually, all-time 73% win rate over the 11 games he's played.
Yeah, I remember a lot of his time down the URLs from various different rosters and champions has played through it. It's really hard to step up, though, to the LEC. It's always a constant question we have of our rookies. I think with that in mind, actually, I think Chayek's done pretty well for himself, given that his expectations, I think, were considerably lower. He's had some incredible games. Potential gank coming in topside, 1-1-3, what do you got?
Skipped his entire topside for this. He knew the wave was pushing in. Nako trying to flash away. He's going to get locked up. Permafrost stuns him. And there is Burst Blood. BDS secure it.
1-1-3.
Nuke has the push in mid. Bot lane is pushed in, but with it being a 2v1 down there right now, if 1-1-3 did to start up this dragon, it should be pretty easy for Ice and Paris to get prior themselves.
He's doing it with his lane prior. Wow,
he's got prior.
Wow. Man, that 113 that Specialist Finn told us about earlier.
Do you want to actually talk through why that is so important? Because you did talk about a pre-game or Detective Nightmare or whatever, Noir.
I've never heard of him in my life. So one of the most interesting things that Finn was talking to me about players on both these teams, Hillasang on one side and 1-1-3 on the other, is how position. I think actually Nuke and Chag both definitely on champions which want that gold to scale up in towards that late game. So plates like this help you get there quicker. 2
plates and a TP advantage as well, because Nuke TP'd up to the top side. Chayek still has his, so if Vitality want to make a play in the next few minutes and use that advantage, they can. Hilly's going to use the oracles here, locked up with the Glacial Prison, and Sam's dead. And that's well played by BDS. Hilly's just poking his nose in, seeing if there's something there. Linsa's jumping forward as well. I think he got the smite on the Gromp, so does manage to steal it away. Yeah, but BDS kind of cheated tempo a little bit. They just had an extra man sitting there. Chayek goes in. Puts down the... Okay, no.
Oh,
no, man. No. Chayek. He dashes forward. Permafrost's going to stun him up. 1-1-3 will take him out. Linsa's tries to save the day, but... Yeah, the first one, Hilly was a little bit overeager. The second one, Chayek was way too greedy.
What did he see on Fog of War there? He must have thought that was a one-person play. 2 kills would have been quite hard to get through.
You can look for the dive. They have a ward on the Gromp bush, so now they know that 1-1-3 is around the corner. And you can see Hilly was thinking about it, but in the end, it's called off. 16 seconds on the Drake.
Yeah, good ward coverage from Vitality, but the backs are coming at a really good time for BDS. Here comes Paris.
Paris looks for Linces, will get him in the pit, but that quickness not really doing too much. The Permafrost though on Hilly, he goes back in with 100 HP, locks up Paris, who tries to dive away. The Emperor's Survivor will lock him up. There's 2 kills already to BDS. Nako TP'd in, as has Irrelevant, but he's a mile away from the fight. In the end, BDS find 2 in the battle. Linces forced away.
Very strange series of engages coming through. There wasn't quite clean from either side, and it meant that the fight got a little bit messy after that point. With the HP bars going over to the side of BDS, and of course the Azir being down, BDS should be able to stick around and get themselves that second dragon of the game. That starts to become a bit of a problem now for Vitality, because depending on what the Rift is, of course, and the Soul that's on it, they are going to be starting to really
right now. There's always a possibility of a kill threat after you get the Eclipse on the Ambassador, but it is Cassante, so pretty difficult to do.
Yeah. It's really when you get around to 2 items that you start ignoring your lane opponent and you just show the fear of God to the other people on the Rift. Really, Linsa having to flash out just before Herald.
Hilly walks back in! Oh, Hilly has the flash here, but he's locked up, stunned up, flashes the wall, and there goes the Arcane Storm. Oh, Hilly.
I don't understand what is happening here. They have the wards, they have the engage tools as well. They have all the information to approach these objectives, but they're giving up some real freebies. And, I mean, I wish we could say it happened less from Vitality, but this has become a bit of a hallmark for the team.
Yeah, their problem is just how inconsistent they are as a lineup. And BDS's problem a bit this year has been how consistently mid they have been, right? But when the opposing team is giving you kills like this, is giving you gold advantages like this, BDS are more than capable of shutting you out of the game with this sort of advantage.
And I think particularly BDS are very comfortable when you have Vitality. I think they were ready to pull a bit of a mind game there. Say, well, okay, you show up Pulse Dragon, you start the Atacana, see what we can do. You do have the Azir, because they're very good at, of course, taking objectives. Relevant takes a chunk there, knowing that his jungler is now on the top side of the Rift. Does mean that the Dragon is delayed a little bit, because BDS just wanted to make sure that the Atacana wasn't threatened on spawn. It's dangerous to take it on spawn, but look, Vitality have done stranger things in the past, and it could have actually worked out very well for them there. I think it's the right call.
I was also going to talk about whether you just take that trade as BDS. Yeah. It's like Vitality get the GA. I mean, actually, it is the GA. In my head, I'm like, I would take that trade in solo queue, but obviously it's not Voracious Atakan, right?
Yeah, you know,
it's Voracious not doing it.
Funnily enough, we saw our first. Well, we are going to see the Dragon start off now, so this will be sole point for BDS. They are setting up vision for the Atakan now. As we said, Azir takes this objective pretty well. Irrelevant on 2 items, though. With the Shred from Atakan, he might be able to ward them off by himself. You need to be a little bit careful here, Vitality.
Nuke has TP as well. Ice is going to be left behind. Solar Flare flashed away by Irrelevant. That Atakan is down to 8,000 HP. Nako doing a good job of keeping BDS away, but Irrelevant's done a good enough job of distracting them that now BDS are close enough that Vitality don't think they can stick on the Voracious Atakan. And because of the positioning now for Vitality, where do BDS get to play? Well, in the mid lane. They can gate off the entirety of Vitality. Like, Vitality can't walk past this point on the map, allowing you so much free time on this mid lane tier 2. It's impossible for Vitality, really well played by BDS, to gate them out of the mid lane.
That was nice. And suddenly we're saying, oh, it's going to take a while to break down this mid lane turret. That's 2 gone now. So suddenly, when you come round to this next dragon, the mid lane, which is the most important to push, is going to be much harder to do so. BDS get themselves a pretty huge strategic advantage. Atakan is still up as well. Vitality couldn't really threaten that one.
They're going
to go back to it. I mean, there are resets coming through from BDS. How quickly can they take this? It really is about how much Chayek can put down onto it.
I'm honest, like, being honest, I think if you're BDS, don't even try. Like, what are you fighting over in the next, couple of minutes, right? There's no Drake, there's no Baron. Vitality can try and force for a tower, but who cares? You're going to get there late, give them the false life. Well played by Vitality to take it, but if BDS had overextended back into that, I think it would have been a big mistake.
Completely agree. Paris needs to be a little bit careful, but he's safe enough for now. And yeah, I think you're completely right. Given the pace of this game as well, it's not exploding kills. Yeah, Atakan can sometimes speed it up, but you're absolutely right. You're not giving up some huge Atakan into Baron and Soul, which is normally the killer and the gold standard for that objective.
Yeah, those false lives will expire before we get towards the Baron. Kazi cleansing away here. Naka was just trying to back in the bush. Kazi a little bit pushed up. He can play a bit more aggressively, obviously, with the false life, but BDS do still have the gold advantage. Nako forced away. The tower goes down as well, and even though the Atakan went over to Vitality, it's BDS forcing the pace of the game.
Hilly just around the corner, spots out Paris. Ain't enough damage to follow up anything from this, maybe.
They've got enough CC. It's the Shield of Daybreak stun first, was so important, but Paris gets the quickness off in time. Not quite able to...
You don't always have to with Sejuani. You can just throw out that ultimate, use your W, and then Q backwards, potentially. I think the Victor and Corki can follow up nicely enough after that point. So, really, really need to see how well Vitality can get them onto the carries of BDS. I'm worried for them, given the state of the engages we've seen so far this game.
It's also the distraction pressure in the lane, a little bit more priority for Vitality as they can just clear out that wave. Bot and top are neutral, and everyone is basically in the middle of the map.
Sundisk really helps, because as we were saying, hey, push mid, put down wards. Azir has a free turret. Kind of helps with that one, keeps it upright.
Makes it a little bit easier for you. Irrelevant hiding in the bushes here. Vitality has control over their bot side vision, as you say. 113 is going to be the one who starts to step up. Kazi takes a chunk. Clean's about to come back off cooldown. Vitality might want to just wait for that. Kazi also has the red buff for about a quarter of its cooldown left, so he'll heal up a little bit before we get into the next piece of the action.
You already see that Victor poke. Really, really nasty. Yeah, there's some coming through. Of course, from the Ezreal, a little bit from the Azir as well. See if the... Oh, that True Shot Barrage definitely evens things. And Linsis going to go straight down to that Dragon alone. BDS, they don't want to force this. They don't want to go too quick.
It's one of those moments that if you lose this fight, you just delay the game a bunch. 113 goes forward. They try and lock up Chayek. Immediately, they dash back in. Public execution going out as well as Ice is ready to kill off Hillisang. It's disaster for Vitality! Look at the storm, baby! It's a Tempest from Nuke. As BDS just absolutely wipe away Vitality at the Cloud Drake.
Awesome inclement weather down in the bot side. BDS managed to get a really good play where they can get their damage stood behind their front line. Vitality get caught into the meat grinder, and suddenly you can now go towards that Baron. You can tank it for forever. Yeah, you lose the Dragon, but I don't think they'll particularly care after this point. They'll get themselves the Baron and the big number. That is the biggest number gaming right there. That's like when you load out of the ARAM and you've got like 4,000 damage a minute, and you're like, I did good this game.
Good job, me.
I'm happy with that damage, and it's only going to get better from that. Nuke has always been, this split at least, very, very safe hands when he has been put on these late game carries. Stuff like this Victor is absolutely in his whalehouse, and he's delivering right now.
It's not good for Linsis. 113 in Paris are waiting just around the corner. Linsis has no flash, has the cease and desist, might just go on to Irrelevant here. But Paris is there for the follow-up. Permafrost, CC lands, and down goes the Vi. BDS now have the pressure in the top side. Only one wave to work with, but Chayak should be able to clear it out as it gets up towards the tower. BDS not investing all their time on making sure this wave gets to that tower.
Vitality, various members across this game, they've tried to play the vision game, play a vision trap, catch someone out. It's just not been happening. BDS, too organized, very disciplined, and their vision control has been enough. They can start breaking inner turrets as well, and the gold is just going to keep going up.
Oh, and it's been a while since I watched that show, and it kind of jumped the shark around season 2, if I remember correctly. So
episode 24.
Or like the middle of it, yeah.
Episode 24. Just
stop.
Nuke still so strong though, because the big thing about 10 stacks, you get the movement speed. You have Cloud Soul on the table, and then you get the extra 10% movement speed from the Medrise itself. Catching this guy who you've already not really managed to shut down with the Seekers as well that's a hard job to do.
I can't remember him flashing this game. I'm sure he has. Solar Flare just gets the tip of it. Zenith Blade going in as well, but Hylissang engages. It's like, you know he's round the corner, man. Paris goes in as well, lands the charm, is locked up with the Season Desist, but Linces pays for it with his life. Irrelevant diving onto the backline now as well, as Kazi is limping away from this. The all-out from Nako pulls Irrelevant over the wall, and Ice is dashing forward as well with the Valkyrie. Nako, he'll be the only one to stand while the rest of his team falls. BDS now knocking on the doors of the base.
Vitality have not been able to shut down the carries of BDS. Nuke and Ice have had 3 team fights for the grand majority of the game, and they've really looked comfortable with it.
30-minute demolition, really, from BDS. They waited until they were at a powerful point of their composition. Vitality did give them a few extra money bags in the early game as Hylissang falls for the 6th time this game, but really not too much of a challenge, it seems, for BDS here in game 1. We'll see if Vitality can bounce back and make this a 3-game series, or if the way of the LEC will just continue and it will be another clean 2-0. BDS are going to go 1-0 up as Chayak falls once more, as does Linces.
They finally remember to right-click on the Nexus, but hey, BDS, they took it slow and steady in that game, as is their style.
Lack some firepower in those team fighting. They got something to play around with. A lot of responsibility. Look at their comp. Linces is the only real way to start a fight, because the Wild Growth is going to come onto the Cyclone as a combination.
So that's okay. But I think with the Wukong Ari, you want to get off the ground early, so watch for Vitality and see how they find inroads. Going towards the Dragon right now.
113 starting up with his bot lane pushing through. Nuke also has the push in the mid lane. Doesn't have level 6 yet, whereas Chayak does. And Chayak will try and work his way across. Paris splashing forward for Hylissang. The heal coming out as well. 113 diving in, and Hilly's dead for first blood. Chayak chunked out by Nuke as well. And now Linces needs to get away from 113 in Paris. Ice keeping Kazi at bay. Nuke kills Chayak. Linces dies. Kazi, well, you can cleanse, but do you get away? 113 didn't want to tank the tower, nor does Paris or Ice. Kazi's able to survive. We've said that a couple of times. But Nuke will be fine just walking away from that one. 113 did start up the Drake without the mid-prio now, though, because Nuke has been forced away. He does have that teleport, but that takes a while for him to get back into the lane. However, with Paris and Ice coming across, it should be the first Dragon of the matchup for BDS.
Linces wants nothing to do with this, slamming through topside. I think Chayak was just seeing if there's anything opportunistic they could do there. DPS carries that Ice has gone towards as well. BDS are happy with this, especially with Vitality picking an earlier game composition with their mid-jungle in this game.
Kazi stunned. Lockup coming through as well. Kazi can look to jump the wall, but he can't get there in time. The CC from Paris into the Chain of Corruption. Into 1-1. Will take another grub. That's 2 so far to BDS, and it looks like likely to be 3 apiece once again between these two teams. With Chayak backing Vitality, it's cinematic League of Legends. They've got a widescreen, they've got some popcorn, they're just watching to see if something's happening. Paris goes in with the Magnet Storm. Cyclone coming out as well. A good double stun, but Paris kind of sacrificed himself here. BDS could have pathed out, but were a bit greedy to try and get a bit of extra action in. And then Linces locks him up. 113 going back in. Ice coming in from the side as well. Linces healed up. Chain of Corruption going wide. Linces obviously no Cyclone left. 113 dives back in. Again, the Hell Pick shield coming out. And he gets onto the backline, the charm. 113 surviving for a long time here. Healed up as well with the Sundered Sky. Auto attacks in the end. And here comes Sire to try and save the day. Nako in the end will kill 113. Chayak falls as well. Well, Irrelevant's going to chase Nako behind the tower. Linces and Hylissang are low as well. There's no wave, though, for BDS, so Irrelevant will just have to act as a bouncer.
I can't believe that 113. Okay, no, I can believe he went for that play, because actually, that's 113, baby. He gets a really good turnaround off the back of those grubs. You think they'd have a losing situation. Relevant should be fine here. Equation, you don't really want to play around that. Even with Ari not on the table, that doesn't help. Are we getting a big fight here? Paris
jumps back in, only hits onto the clone. Nuke does have the shockwave here. Chayak has that Spirit Rush as well. We're fighting over the Drake right now as Hylissang has to pop the Wild Growth on himself. Chayak goes in, charm wide though as Paris dives back forward. forward. Chayak ignited, should survive through that. 100 health enough to survive the ignite. BDS already killed off Hilly though, and now trying to gain control as Linces goes back in with the Cyclone. Kazi trying to get excited in the middle of the fight. Ice surviving though. Linces with another Cyclone, the movement speed getting out of dodge. 113 low, but he's going to heal up off the blue buff. And in the end, BDS get a kill and get the hell out.
I think that might just buy them the dragon. Is anyone going to stick around from BDS? They don't have any teleports to come in. Nuke could cause some issues if he sees them here, especially with the honey fruit as well. Does he want to go forward?
Too many people off the map. He doesn't know where Naknako is. Hilly's on his way back.
I think Naknako being there is the actual threat because he has the CC. I think Oriana's kind of scary at this point, but BDS, they don't lose the kills, but they do lose the objective. Vitality, very, very close to getting themselves the gold that they would have really liked to get from that. Naknako just throws another ult at someone and stand next to his tower. Feels like that's just been on cooldown at this point.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like the old school Cassante Q3 into ult behind us. I was like, guys, at some point you have to stop falling for this. But Naknako now doesn't have an ultimate, and there's a wave just about to knock on this tower. 113 going in. Paris as well there to stop Naknako from retreating. Linces is on his way across. No Cyclone for him yet. Naknako with a good body slam. Redemption as well from Hilly will be enough to heal up Naknako. Paris low as he tanks up the tower. Nuke tanks the next tower. Oh, that was really well played by Nuke. He tanks
onto the Oriana. That really doesn't help you in terms of your assassination. That 1v1, 113. A little bit left alone here.
Trying to dash away. The Cyclone going in. Dash forward by Kazi. 113 falling low. Crescent Guard not enough to keep him alive. Now Paris is in the middle of Vitality as well. Nuke being forced to flash the wall. Irrelevant trying to get the hell out of there as well. Chain of Corruption dodged by Naknako. And just as we said things were falling apart for Vitality, they find 3 quick kills. Chayak's looking for more, as he did have that extra Spirit Rush charge come up and getting the kill.
Really asking for this.
Does he see Naknako? I think
he does
now he's noticed. So there's a very angry Gragas on his way across. The charm's going to connect. Paris here as well. Can't quite land the stun. Naknako gets the kill in time and now Irrelevant. You've got 2 tanks against the damage dealers of Vitality. 113's on his way here, but you can't get Naknako down quickly enough.
Which is important. You know, Irrelevant wants to get some regen up there. Anything you can delay him by means he can't get onto the map quite as quickly. I've no idea how Kazi's managed to catch up in gold compared to Ice when it felt like Ice was being involved in a lot more of the kills, 2, 0, and 4. I guess the 2 and 3 on the kills and the assists for Kazi definitely help with that one. You're getting towards the point with the Zeri Lulu. If you don't catch them in the engage now, or in a good shockwave from BDS, will start to really become a thorn in your side.
Very much agree. Naknako's been doing a really good job of creating... I was going to say creating space.
You want to say that?
He's just such a good bouncer, right? Like, he's disrupting you, trying to get onto the back line. He stops Paris from getting in for engages. You've got the Cyclone there as well for additional CC. Rift Tower put down by Vitality as they look to push through mid. And this is what I'm talking about. 113 with great dodges. Dodges the explosive cast, dodges the charm, gets the Spirit Rush out of Chayak. Now the Rift Tower's going to knock him up, though. And Linces has his driving license. Get it, Max Verstappen on the phone because he's going for more as he dives in. Ice dead as well. Paris falls. Linces out of tower range now. Will go down in the end. Nuke trying to put the damage back onto Chayak. Kazi tanks up a tower shot. Can't quite get the damage onto Nuke to kill him off. BDS lose 3 again in exchange for only 1.
And just like
Kazi,
that,
shock. Nah, it's not going to hit.
Goes wide. Vitality have the goal.
Take out Nuke, but with the wave there, obviously hard for these Zeri to actually hit those auto attacks. Gold lead for Vitality, as you say, about 1,000 ahead. 2 items now on Kazi, has that Runeance complete. Linces looking for the flank here. Nuke does have flash, has that shockwave as well. Keep our eyes on that for this fight. Linces in a good position.
That's a really big thing. No Shinsei ultimate could really change the way they play the front line.
Crescent Guard probably, I'm gonna say like 20-25 seconds away from being back up. How much do you want to invest for a Cloud Drake? Only second of the game for either of these teams. The charm onto 113, he's down to half. He steps back forward. Naknako looking for that explosive cast as well. Crescent Guard now back off cooldown. 113 goes in, but Linces is able to secure the Drake on the back line already. Nuke has been atomized. Paris trying to get in the pit, but the chase continues. Down goes Ice, he's melted. And 113 able to dash to the Gromp, but doesn't have a flash and doesn't really have a hope of escaping this. Chayak lands the charm and buries 113.
BDS might have themselves the physics in Nuke, but Vitality are finding their chemistry. They're getting these combos.
Not too much to fight over the next couple of minutes. You can see still 3 minutes on the Drake, 3 minutes on the Baron, but they will be looking to try and take down some of these standing towers. Ice just jumped on immediately to cleanse. Oh God, Ice. That was great from Kazi, but Ice's positioning there was a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage coming through from the Zeri. Really well played from Kazi to know his damage numbers, and that opens up the map again, because you'd really like your Varus to be wave clearing a little bit. No, it's not the poke Varus, but you need him to hold a lane. Suddenly, you don't have anything on top side, you get pushed in mid lane as well. It's your Scion pushing bot lane, that's not going to achieve that much. BDS are playing catch up on the entire map right now, and that is exactly the opposite of what they want to do, as with what I feel like we've been beating this horse to death. A slower paced team comp, which they want to slow things down and control the map.
Kazi's just such a terror right now as well. With that pocket Lulu, you can see how picks the shielding,
Oh,
the
another
Whimsy
charm.
as well. Another charm coming out from Chayak. Jumps in with the Spirit Rush. Crescent Guard from 113 just to escape.
Good about this game now. He's got a really good build for this game too. And BDS need to really pay... what is Hilly doing alone up here on top lane? Hilly...
It's got a false life. He's going to pop the Wild Growth and the heal to escape. And it was worth it because Linces gets onto Ice, who has to flash the wall. Linces, though, going in with the decoy, will get the Cyclone movement speed as well and brings down the decimating smash.
You can enjoy that on ARAM and Arena.
Yep, let's get it back onto the Howling Abyss. Grab that Capucci's. Kazi now with 3 items as well with the Bloodthirst to complete. BDS just trying to delay. They're trying to get to 3 items. You can see Nuke's now got a needlessly large rod, but he's basically a full item behind. Ice is in the same position with that recurve bow. Unless they can get a bit stronger, they're not going to be able to fight Vitality in this position.
And one of the biggest problems about that is, who's side lanes from BDS? No one? Really?
Probably irrelevant, but not well.
Yeah, and that's the problem. No one really does it well. They wanted to be winning the early game, getting through objectives, and just having stable lanes. Now you have to play against a very dangerous map against Vitality, where the Wukong, the Gragas can set up very well, the Ahri, just anyone really. I mean, if the Zeri can flop over the wall. You don't get to play beyond your safe vision. And Nara or Jax might be able to do that. Basically, you have to use your Cyanol anytime someone sniffs at your lane. That's a big problem because you can't push up anywhere safely. You have to put 4 people in your own jungle, and you can't answer this.
You can see Irrelevant was trying to team up with his the rest of his squad to try and defend through the mid lane, but that's a great Spirit Rush from Chayak because Irrelevant, his ultimate is stop. Chayak goes back forward. Irrelevant with a shield, still charmed in the end. Nuke trying to get him from the side, but Nako keeps him up to slowly push out against them. As he chunked out by Nuke, who's still only sitting at 2 items. Chayak looking for the charm, does land it onto Irrelevant. Look at where Nako is here. Oh, Ice, if you step forward there at all, you are done-zo. Nako will clear out the control wood. Chayak standing around the corner as well. This is what Vitality have done so well this game. It's the flank position. Kazi down towards the bottom side. Nako and Chayak can walk up here. Irrelevant just trying to act as that bodyguard. Charm just wide. Irrelevant goes in. There's a shockwave as well. Chayak not able to get out in time. I think the smite coming out alongside the damage from Nuke was enough. And now BDS have found 1 pick. Is that enough for them to gain control of this area?
It changes an awful lot because Chayak loses his flash and he loses the Magi Sax. Great from 113 to stack up the Q and immediately go in. No counterplay. It is down to Kazi and Nako really to buy space for that Zeri to really go off.
You don't have Shockwave. It's like Chain of Corruption, Magnet Storm. Nako caught up by Irrelevant. Paris will be looking for the engage here. Linces goes in. The Cyclone on the backline with the explosive cast is gorgeous, but Ice is untouched. Nuke able to get out of the back of the fight as well as Irrelevant is falling low. 113 pulled back. Linces diving back in and 113 will fall. Vitality find a pick of their own. The TP behind as Nako looks for the flank. Nuke's going to TP out. Nako is there. Ice healthy enough for now. Cleanses away the slow. Irrelevant trying to get back towards his top lane tower. TP in by Chayak, down towards the Razor Beats. Irrelevant getting chunked out now.
He just doesn't
have the shield, he's just slowed permanently. Irrelevant goes down. There's minions pushing towards that bot inhibitor as well that BDS have to deal with, and Vitality should be able to claim the Baron as their prize.
Yeah, stumbling the plans from Vitality, but BDS just can't make it work around the Baron. It's bad terrain for them. They really don't want to be stuck into that pit. Now Vitality, some way, by hook or by crook, they get themselves onto the Baron themselves, and that will twin perfectly into, of course, the Dragon spawn up there as well. That will be just a minute off. Vitality get
position on the map. Paris
position himself in the position. Wonderful stuff.
Themselves in the river. You can see Chayek's actually pushing through top here. Does not have teleport, so they're kind of sacking this Drake to get the pressure on the tier 3.
Well, I mean, you look at the wards coming down from BDS. Vitality don't have the best vision control. As long as Vitality can just use the Baron buff they've just earned, sure, why not? This isn't Soul for BDS, and Cloud Soul's not the game ender for Vitality either. Plays through the side lane again. Charak's going to get himself some good gold there on that top lane turret. There's a teleport back to a Nexus turret to defend this now, actually. And yes, there was an objective bounty being claimed by BDS, but with double inhibs going down, Vitality love that trade.
Oh, 100%. Double inhib and the third one still being stable terrain. Vitality pushing in, looking to even out this series. They're not done yet in the winter split of the LEC. Nako just being a nuke nuisance. on the left side of the fight. Linces goes in with the Cyclone onto 1-1-3. Paris tries to find the engage on Hilly, but the rest of his team can't get close enough. Paris already down. Nuko has the explosive cast. The body slam's going to land as well. The explosive cast knocks Ice into the wall.
Shockwave.
Nuke with the Shockwave. 1-1-3. Still going to get charmed up here. Redemption coming out from beyond the grave from Hillisang. Now a 3v3 erupts as Ice, Nuke, and Irrelevant is trying to maintain the defense for BDS. Linces dashing in. Baron has expired. These minion waves easier to clear for BDS, but still not the easiest as both the Nexus towers fall just to the incidental damage. Charm onto Ice, who immediately cleanses it away. Double super minions in every lane now. Linces walking up towards the top side. Irrelevant trying to keep him interested in the action. At least another charm from Chayak, and down goes Nuke. Paris back alive. The Spirit Rush charge available for Chayak as it dives onto Ice, who just tries his hardest but can't take down two. Linces survives. Nako goes down. Irrelevant to Paris now just trying to clear out the waves. But even with that last stand, I'm not sure BDS will be making their way further towards first stand in this game at least. They have the third of the best of three, of course. And now Vitality continue to push in. Nako for that flank position. Linces jumps in. There's the Cyclone. Oh, they just got to be dead immediately. Ice locked up. Nuke having to flash away. Paris diving in, but there's no damage left at all for BDS. Nuke's back on the fountain, and Vitality are going to make 1-1-3 join him there. A triple for Kazi to round it out, and we're, for the first time in playoffs, going to game 3.
Instant combo coming through. It's a very important item completion for Linces. Whether that's first, second, or third, that's a very important thing to check.
I'm also thinking about how the bot lane matchup's going to go. Will we see lane swaps again? Obviously, but there's definitely been a bit of spice added by the fact that we had all of those champions banned away.
So there are two very good level 1 champions. One's the Nautilus, and the hook lands.
It does, and the follow-up CC. Okay, yeah, 1-1-3's dead.
Whoa!
1-1-3 is dead. The Soulless Net coming out on it right now as 1-1-3 is up towards the top side. They're getting grubbed, so will just be an objective for objective trade here.
Hilly not using the Ivern efficiently by auto-attacking while he's outside of the brush. You know, it's these small things which it doesn't actually matter at all, by the way.
Around the corner, does have that Nature's Grasp now as well, the level 6 hit. Nako on his way to Mega Gnar though, so it's a risky dive if you want to go for it. You kind of have to burst him out.
Anyway.
Nature's Grasp comes out, Paris looking for the knock-up, they'll get him. Mega Gnar, twisted advance, Nako gets towards the Mega, doesn't even need it! Nako is either just coming out of Mega or exhausted. Hook just wide from Paris. Hilly's going to land the hook back onto 1-1-3. Nuke's on his way across. Nature's Grasp coming out as well. Hilly should be able to tank this. Depth charge has been used, but there's the twisted advance follow-up, and Hilly is just deleted. Because his shielding can be very impactful.
It's not like Serpent's Fang where if a shield is put on after, then it's also hard, but it will break any shield that's on you. That's a really important point. We've seen that from Rel into Ivern a lot too, so definitely the logic follows. Rel used earlier in the season, so
I mean, it was also used earlier in the season. Totally correct.
I'm technically correct, which is the best kind of it, but definitely that Blitzcrank can have good supplemental value through that one. 2 dragons over to Vitality, and we'll be going towards an Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul with this comp, really, really nasty, so BDS will have to keep an eye on future dragons.
Definitely will. The amount of sustain with the Ivern, with the Ocean Soul, as you say, would be very difficult for BDS to work their way through. Triac unable to land the root there, puts down the rebuttal, but doesn't really rebut anything.
I can't believe you go invulnerable during that, though. It is on cooldown, that's important, and you can't use it against the Maokai.
Triac burns the flash, still gets hit with the root at the back. Paris does have flash of his own. Triac's rebuttal was down, there's the flash hook. And there goes Mel. The root, though, onto Nuke means that he tanks up a couple of tower shots, has enough defense with the rest of his team just around the corner. And BDS now using these 6 grubs to great effect. They get the might, step charge onto Nuke, Ice with the spell shield, he'll heal up. Re-engage, Paris! Ooh, that was close. Hilly felt that one just whisper behind his behind.
You could really tell Vitality wanted to fight that. Yep. They were positioning so aggressively. Kazi has up. I mean, they're still technically hanging around. One more bit of CC. Kazi flies through. Kraken Slayer first item. He hasn't gone for something like that. I mean, Kazi, hang on, buddy.
No! Paris misses though. Kazi flashes away.
That is one lucky Kai'Sa!
Oh, it goes in! Kazi!
Kazi! Kazi! What have you done, my son? What have have you done?
I was about to praise him. I was Grubs to nil, but they are 2 Drakes in the hole. Nako looking for a flank position here. Doesn't have the Mega Gnar. Irrelevant coming across from the side as well. Vitality have 1 extra player right now, but 1-1-3 pushed down the Nature's Grass. Hylissang goes for the engage, rooted up immediately, and Paris going to get the lock up here as well. Hilly gets into the redemption just in time, but will fall to the ignite and the ricochet. Linsa's next on the menu for BDS. They find 2. Kazi dies as well. If only you had your flash or your cleanse, Kazi. Perhaps you could have escaped. Nako diving back forward. The wallop goes wide on Irrelevant, who flashes away from it. Nuke looking for more of an engage as Nako flashes to the safety of his tower. BDS find 3. They'll push for the turret as well. These 6 grubs are so powerful in a moment like this.
Especially with the hypercharger on the Jace, they'll take down the majority of that. The root comes through.
Oh, Flame Spitter as well.
That's aggro.
Yeah.
Ash not even stuff to get that Mega Gnar, so he's like, I know there's a fight coming, but I will be mini for it. Herald's going to go down as we get ourselves this Safari Cam of, I don't know, wanton destruction of nature.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I was thinking about this with the dragons earlier. Do you think, like...
I feel it's a little bit cruel.
It's a bit David Attenborough, but when the lizard that's running away from the snakes actually gets caught and eaten,
no,
you know?
Don't talk about that clip. That was still...
They escaped. The lizard lived.
That one did.
It's fine.
But it gave my heart rate a bit of a bump for a while.
Understandable. Kazi now awaiting down towards the bottom side of the river here. BDS trying to get control towards the mid lane tower. With the Rift Herald, obviously control is a lot easier to garner. The Drake up in 10 seconds time. BDS will want to fight around that. Stop the soul point for Vitality as the Herald charges in, and Vitality obviously lose control of mid because of that Herald going forward. Paris still looking for the hook. Daisy's going to be the one to face check alongside Hylissang. Ice having to walk back. Hook lands onto Paris. He's rooted up, locked up. Paris is down. Irrelevant has a great flank here, though, on towards the backline, and Kazi dives in with a killer instinct immediately onto Ice. He'll take him out. Great from Kazi to avoid the oncoming Irrelevant. Nuke now left the rest of his team alone as Vitality have found 3 already. Kazi able to avoid BDS's search squad, and Vitality get out unharmed.
This is the first fight hang on, that's a hook. You don't have the teammates there, Hilly.
Vitality get out mostly unharmed. 1-1-3. I mean, there it would have been nice, you know, he would have gone a little bit too far. Nako's going to chunk out Nuke. Chayek looking for the root caller across the wall as well. 1-1-3 going back in with a twisted advance. Nako jumps over the wall. Nuke looking to follow up, but 1-1-3 is dead. Hilly's the master baiter, man. He's baited them all. It's gorgeous.
Hilly somehow makes it work because now
they're all too low to do. We'll start up the Drake. Nako has half of a Mega Gnar bar built up. Paris is on that front line. 1-1-3 is going to have to start to walk away from Daisy. Daisy down to 700 HP. The hook lands onto Hilly. He's locked up. Redemption comes down. There's a good equalizer as well as Chayek is forced to flash away. Paris is low. 1-1-3 on the front line. Nako shoves him back into his team, but pays for it with his life. Hilly's hook goes wide once again as Irrelevant now begins to step up, and Hilly's on the wrong side of the wall. Hook back by Paris. Chayek is waiting. Will land the root. There's a bit of damage into Nuke's back as well. Kazi with the long-range Prey Seekers adds a little bit of his own. With 1-1-3 dead, it looks like BDS have given up the ghost on the Drake. Interesting to see that they don't want to fight. Yeah, you don't have the smite, but you're 4v3, don't fight.
I think they're really scared because the 2 damaging members of Chayek and Kazi are still alive.
It's true.
I understand that point. I don't mind in this game if he's the one tanking the hook. Actually, if he's starting to a hook and the team is right behind him, that's actually completely fine because it's better he gets hit by the hook than someone else. Atakan has been started up and Vitality are not on this side of the map, and that is a problem.
Yeah, Nako's all the way down towards bottom side. He is building up Mega Gnar and will have the TP. Irrelevant puts down the equalizer. They're not going to get close enough in time. The TP comes out, but the Atakan just snuck by BDS. They'll secure it. False life for the next minute and a half. Once again, no.
Blitzcrank towards you. That might be enough for Vitality to be happy slowing down the game against the Atakan, not giving that GA the maximum value.
I think the problem for Nako is that Nuke should be able to clear waves. Even
raw shield power to just turn and fight.
Chayek might be troubled here, though. Doesn't have the flash. Twisted advance goes forward. The Solar Snare for the root. Chayek brings down the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. 1-1-3 there with the kill. Nuke's going to keep Nako at bay as well. The wallop does land. The Sun False Life still there. Nar into the wall. Nako not chasing any further. Will flash away. Nuke falling low, but where's the rest of BDS? Paris. Your entire playoffs lives, your entire winter split could rest on this fight. Kazi chunked out a little bit. Irrelevant taking the blast cone away from Hylissang.
The artillery on both sides is really hitting because you think, well, Jace is the one, here comes the Marker, here comes the fight.
Hilly will tank it. The rest of Vitality able to avoid it. Hilly just dives into his demise immediately. Enough bushes for Linces to get close to this Drake. The redemption coming out as well with the Drake already secured. Paris
Kazi!
locked up. Kazi dives in. He tries to get onto ice, but he just doesn't quite have the damage. The Gnar into the wall will lock up Irrelevant, but 1-1-3 takes out Kazi. Nuke is fighting against two down towards the bottom side. Linces with the root caller. Chayak will take out Nuke. In the end, BDS do take the Drake, but they lose 3 lives for it. They've seen Kazi, so BDS are going to pull the trigger on this. They immediately start at the Drake. They get the TP coming out from Nako as well. Kazi is not here, but will have that killer instinct if some of that CC lands. Equalizer going down onto Hylissang. The Baron already low enough for BDS just to smite it right now. BDS secure it. Vitality looking for the bite. The hook lands onto 1-1-3. He will fall. BDS trying to get out now. Nako has the flash. And we'll have the Gnar. Irrelevant trying to dodge to the side of it. Oh! The flame spitter. Paris lands the hook. Nako with the Gnar into the wall though. And a hook from Hylissang onto Ice. Means that he's going to get chunked out. Killer instinct in from Kazi. Ice trying to kill him off. Can't quite put the damage down. Irrelevant now.
Daisy.
Nuke. Daisy
close one things. Soul is spawning in 20 seconds. And Kazi gets away with that.
As his flash up. 1-1-3 going in for Hylissang once again, who doesn't have a way out of this. BDS. Pick up the first kill now. Nature's Grasp used. Chayak's going to reflect it. You can see the roots going back. Solar Snare for a little bit more, but Chayak's just trying to put a bit of damage into the back of the tree right now. Nako is trying to catch that mid-wave. The ice is now cleared out. The Drake up, as you say. Vitality can just back away from this. It would be soul for them, but it's nothing really for BDS, you know, just their second dragon of the game.
All right, Medic, we are going for a little bit longer in this one, past the 30-minute mark in the elimination game, in our first 3-game best of 3 in the LEC playoffs. That time, Hilly dies, but not for the Malcal. Before that, it's been okay. But that, God, that's a lot of damage onto the Ivan. He is not tanky, even through those shields against this level of gold from that 7-1-3 Jace on Nuke. Nuke on Jace.
I was going to leave her.
Very happy you would have done that.
BDS still pushing forward a little bit. The Baron expires in 40 seconds time. I feel like we'll kind of go back into a neutralized state for these two teams. Obviously, BDS have a bit of the advantage. They can push forward. They have a little bit of a gold lead. But when that Baron expires, the Wave Cliff and Vitality will be there. The Mel obviously has that long-range artillery. Paris looking still. Hilly's still stepping forward. Dredgeline comes out, gets the pull off. Now, still with the Baron, BDS pushing in. And if they can crack an inhibitor with this push, which they can, that's huge. They're looking for more, though. 10 seconds before the Baron expires. They knew that Nako was pushing in the side lane. Now he's back. Flash away. As BDS escaped the clutches of that Dredge line, it was Ice who had to get out. Solar Snare just wide. Nuke still on that front line. Nature's Grass coming out. Nuke with a knockback onto Nako, who tries to jump away. The hook coming out from Paris as well, but Kazi's diving onto the back line and Nuke's already dead. Chayak now flashing forward. Ice down as well. Kazi has done so much once again for his team. Is the trigger seed enough? They shield him up.
Shields. 33 minutes now in. The Baron buff now survived. Gold within 1,000. So it's this one again, it's decorative. It's decorative at this point. And Vitality, if they survive another 3 minutes, might get another shot at Soul.
Like, if Vitality win this series, someone's giving Kazi a raise, dude. Like, the amount of, he has also entered, but the amount of times they've been losing a fight and he's gone, Ice and Nuke are now dead and they've started winning the fight, it has been absolutely exceptional. The guy continues to impress and continues to depress depending on what portion of the game you're watching.
Chayak, that's a lot of damage going back onto him. It's that rebuttal getting lower and lower cooldown as you get higher and higher level as well. BDS, how good is their next Malcal going to be? How good is their next Blitzcrank hook going to be? It can just be one moment of miraculous skill shot accuracy, which seals the game. It's got to be a pretty good one, though. They haven't been able to close the game, and I think they should be getting a little bit worried now.
Agreed. And even with Vitality having lost their bot lane inhibitor, Nako is going to fall off. They decide against it instead, just gaining control of that topside river.
Daisy's going to die. That was a very important anti-hook and anti-kind of warding tool. Hylissang, hook for hook.
Hylissang hooked up. The equalizer going onto the backline. Hylissang has just burst. Kazi's there as well. He dashes away, but he's dead. The no flash on the Kaiser. BDS punish it, and now what are Vitality going to do? Well, there's only 20 seconds left on the Drake. Are they just going to try and make BDS fight them around this Drake? They still have a lot of damage.
I think that's got to be the fight done, right? Irrelevant. Maybe he wants to flash a good route. He's got the death cap on it too.
Kills him. Oh, the stopwatch! The stopwatch from Irrelevant. The golden eclipse was coming down, and I'm pretty sure Irrelevant was dead. Chayak now doesn't have that ultimate, and BDS will turn their attentions towards the Drake instead of the Baron. 20 seconds before Kazi is back up.
10, 2, and 7 on the Mal. Yeah, when you get to late game,
really hard for BDS to actually push forward and gain control like this. The reason Vitality had to cede ground was Kazi was dealing with a wave in the bot side, and so now BDS know that they have the opportunity to start this up before Kazi can get to the fight.
Kazi also has rank 3 ultimate, very strong follow-up dash. That is a great equalizer onto Linces. He's not going to be there for the shields. Vitality, I don't think they can find the fight after the Baron like they did with the last one.
Last time in this sort of position, it collapsed for BDS, but as you say there, he gets the summoner out. BDS had left their mid laner as the second prong of their attack, and where he wasn't quite able to do damage to Kazi as we see the hook from Paris, counter hook coming out. Hilisank falls low, but the ignite ticking on him will not be enough to kill him off. Vitality find another, using the bushes from the Ivan to lay a trap there for Paris. And now BDS back off. We said, can Vitality survive without Drake comes up, but they don't have control of it at all.
Look how they're hanging down to the bot side here. This is really intelligent from Vitality. They know the areas they don't have vision around. Yeah, there might be an ult coming out of the wall.
Rebuttal's been used. 113 is going to Nature's Grasp. As soon as you see the rebuttal going down, that's the indication to engage Kazi with a great cleanse with a twisted advance immediately on Linces. And that's all of the shields down. Chayak able to flash away. Kazi burned his cleanse to escape as well. Does still have the flash. But with Hilly and Linces down, can Vitality hold the line? TP from Chayak towards the top lane. The inhibitor in the mid lane has fallen. Will BDS turn their eyes towards the Drake, or do they think they can finish it right here, right now?
Naganar is really the big playmaking tool to buy time. The wave clear comes through. 113, fantastic ultimate again. Such a good initiation tool throughout the series for BDS. It's not, however, the end of the game. Dragon has spawned, and it will likely be the soul, though. So we did say, oh, you know, if Kaiser's jumping at you, maybe it's not, you know, it's not going to save you. Well, we'll get to put that to the test now at this point. It will be a soul. And what is that? Is that 4 dragons back-to-back for BDS? It's at least 3. They've managed to completely cut Vitality off in that area of the map, but Vitality not needed in the mouth as well. Could be down to, again, we're not trying to lie, it could come down to just the next fight. One good enough kill onto Chayak or Kazi could be it for BDS. On the other side, Kazi gets a good enough angle. Chayak the same as well. That damage racks up so quickly. Blink and you miss it. Your health bar's gone.
He's going towards the Razor Beaks. Hilly pulled in. Hilly dead. Someone has to face check, and it was Hilly alongside Daisy. Nuke has a GA now as well, which makes it even harder for Kazi to actually find that damage. Nako looking for the Mega Nart. Looking for that ultimate into the wall. Kazi takes a chunk. Oh, he's almost down to half HP already, and the equalizer available to Irrelevant. Redemption comes out. Will heal up Chayak and Kazi, but they know they can't fight the Baron.
It's a little bit hard to track all of them, but the extra boots on top of everything else give you an extra cap to your build, which Vitality will not have. They have so many buffs. Can they finally take the Nexus and do away with the series? Vitality are holding on with just all their fingernails attached to the cliff edge.
Hilisank goes in. The equalizer on the backline, though, and Hilisank is dead! Hilly dies once again. And now, Nako trying to get that Mega Nava up. They have cleared out the wave. They'll hold on for now. Hilly's 45 seconds away, but with the next wave comes the oncoming tsunami of BDS. Chayak looking for that Solar Snare, the CC. Vitality now trying to defend with 3 inhibitors down. They have good wave clear, but do they have the ability to stop BDS's advance?
Oh, they're trying to wave clear as best they can, but this is tutorial League of Legends. All 3 inhibs down, which means you get even more super minions. Can Vitality hang on? Can BDS goes?
He goes in, he looks for the Nara, he finds them, but his team is not there to follow up. Kazi dives in, and Kazi is met by BDS. Nuke will take him out. Hilly will respawn just to see his Nexus fall. As in the end, BDS will